This is Mr. Huff, and I want to continue going through this shed estimate. We're going to focus on the walls for this one. So what we're going to look at is, let's say that these are my counts. Those are not the real numbers. Do your own counts, but they're close. Okay, so you should see some numbers similar to these. Okay. We need to look at wall sheathing and the cedar panel and the OSB. So the OSB is oriented strand board. It's what we're going to use for the inside and outside finish on the walls. No, not the finish, but inside and outside of the walls. The cedar panel will be the outside of the wall. We also need to talk about anchor bolts, and I'll do a diagram of that. And then how much paint we need to buy and how much insulation we need to do. So I'm going to use some fake numbers. You have to calculate these on your own. I am ignoring the openings because normally when you apply OSB or siding on a building, you cover up the openings and then cut a hole out. So let's say that the east and west walls were 140 square feet. North and south walls are about 120 square feet. So to find the total area, I'm going to take all of that and calculate the number of square foot for the one side of the wall. So 520 square feet. What we also need to recognize is that the OSB panel is 4 feet by 8 feet. Let me spread this out a little bit. Okay, so it's 4 feet by 8 feet. So we need to find that. So I'm right here right now. So 4 feet by 8 feet. So if we take 4 times 8 to find the area of one of these, that's 32 square feet. So we now can figure out how much OSB we need to buy to cover the inside of the wall and the outside. So we have the outside and the inside. Wall sheathing is the outside, wall finish is the inside. So we're going to take 520, in my case, divide it by 32, and it gives us this number here, 16.25. I have to round up to the next whole number, so I am going to go put in that I need 17 of those for the inside, and then 17 of those for the outside. And if you notice, the cedar paneling is also 4 by 8, so I need 17 of those for the siding as well. So that should be really close to what we need. Let's talk about the paint and the R11 insulation first, and then we'll come back and do anchor bolts. All right, so what we are going to do here is we have, we're going to buy a gallon. A gallon covers 400 square feet, and we're going to do 2 coats. So we need to take 520, which is our square foot for the outside wall, times 2. So we're going to paint it twice. That's 1,040. We're going to divide that by 400 equals that 2.6. So I have to buy 3 gallons of paint. So I'm going to go over here and put in 3 gallons of paint right here. And then I also need to look at this R11 insulation. Again, we're going to plan for that 520, and it's 256 square feet a roll or a package. So we're going to take our 520 and we're going to divide that by 256. And that tells us that we need 2.03125. So our choice here is to either leave a space open or go ahead and get one more roll. So we're going to round up to the next whole number and get another roll. And then that's going to be the cost of the walls. One more thing we need to do is count up our anchor bolts. Okay. Let me draw a picture right here. All right. An easy way to do this is to draw a scale model of, or a scale drawing of your foundation. And let me get a color here. And each square represents 1 square foot. So that means that our dimensions are accurate left and right and up and down. So the rules for anchor bolts are you have to go in from the side 1 foot, and then they can't be any further than 6 feet apart. So we're going to mark 1 at each corner 1 feet away. And then we're going to count every 6 feet, we're going to put 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need another one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need another one here. And we can copy those down to the bottom. And then on this side, we need one every 6 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One right here, and there's less than 6 feet there. So we'll just copy this one over here. So now we just count these up. So we have 3, and 4 and 3 and 4. Count this up, add them up, and that's how many anchor bolts you need. When you actually build the building, you would take this one and move it to the center, and you would take these two and divide them evenly so that you didn't have this weird little gap like this. So you know that you have a anchor bolt at least every 6 feet. These would all be closer together than 6 feet. So that's how you would approach that. So use those numbers and figure out how many anchor bolts you need. All right, so in my estimation, let's say that I counted 15 anchor bolts. So I'll put the number of anchor bolts right here. And now we're done with the walls. All right, that's enough for now.